Cool.
I'm going to see if I can record on each camera. I guess I can't while they're live streaming, so I'm just recording the Zoom meeting then. So
Okay.
we shall, I'll record on this end too. This will help. Request permission from the meeting host. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Double clutch.
I think it is recording.
Oh, is it recording?
Oh, no. I thought it was for a second.
Please request. Okay. So.
We're trying to record with two cameras so that we can then in post switch between them.
Totally.
Yeah.
Also, your hoodie is amazing.
Thanks. I love that apron. It's so awesome.
I felt like maybe Wonder Woman would lend me her powers.
Totally.
She doesn't have a hair comb.
Oh, it's recording.
A hair comb of truth, but you know, if she did.
Close enough, you know.
You know.
Well, I'm gonna do something completely different. And now for something completely different. Let's see. We will do a QuickTime screen recording.
So I saw the diagrams that you sent.
Yeah.
My question is, and then maybe I'm getting ahead of the curve, but my question is, I didn't realize like how long it was in the back, like all the way down.
Yeah.
Am I using clippers down here now, or will I have to like do some scissor work first? Because it's really long.
Do you have guards for your clippers?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll get the clippers. So these are the clippers.
Nice.
So,
okay.
They have a setting on the dial.
Mm-hmm.
They have a setting here.
And then these two guards, which are hard to see at this point. But one of them says 10, and the other says 11 through 20.
Huh. Okay. Does it have like an inch or anything like that on it?
I'm guessing it does not, because it's dependent on what you do on the dial. Like I said before, in his haircuts before, I know that he was using number 2 around this area. But I'm guessing the dial here is kind of a guard too.
Okay.
And like
does it push the blades out and in?
I'm guessing so. It's hard to tell from this. Yeah, I think so. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it does push them in a little bit and out a little bit.
Yeah, those adjustments are really good for when you're trying to blend like the really, really short hairs, like when you get super close to the skin. And then the guards will be good to kind of just give you a starting point. It just kind of depends. I have to see, can you get the guard a little bit closer to the camera?
I can. I don't know how close it can focus.
Okay.
The one.
A little bit farther back. Okay. There you go. So it gives you a good amount of length. Is that the longest guard you have?
No, the other one goes 11 to 20.
I guess it could be adjusted in between there.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, we'll start with the larger one. That way it gives you a little more to work with.
Okay. So I can clip first and then after that cut, like go down on the, so instead of having to use the scissors.
Right.
Real quick, I'm gonna check. We have a rear camera. I just want to make sure that it's.
Okay. So my only question is, what do I do first?
So we're gonna section the hair first, and we'll want to, per the guide, find his parietal ridge
Okay.
and section the hair up and away from the bottom so that we don't
I
accidentally
might go up a little bit.
anything with the clippers on top.
Okay. So I have pins, and so I can separate his hair out according to the diagram, and then pin up the top.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Pins.
So if you kind of comb, his hair back, you'll see these two ridges here, and you'll want to go from the top ridge all the way around in a horseshoe pattern, or a horseshoe shape, I mean.
Does that help? That angle?
Yeah, all the angles are really cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's so much hair.
More hair than anyone knows what to do with.
And what happens if I like go too far back on the horseshoe? Like,
So a good way to check is, like, usually we have that point on the back of our head where it starts to curve, and you'll want to go just below that curve, because you can always cut more hair off, but you can't put it back on. So I feel like it'd be easier to make your sections a little bit larger. It gives you a little bit more to work with.
okay. I feel like I went too. Do you have a reverse?
Yeah.
Did I go too far back? I mean, it's not even yet, but
No, that's good.
okay. Like that side's easy. This side's easier to do because I think that's where your part is.
So where part flops over on.
Yeah. So that side's easy. This side's a little harder.
And do you usually get your hair cut to where it goes up to the part? As far as like the underneath, the shorter area, I mean.
I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
When you so after you get your hair cut, normally do you have hair that comes down on, like, say like your hair is parted like mine?
Yes.
Pushing back the majority of it this way. Do you have a little bit that comes down on
A little
this
bit,
side?
yeah. Normally.
Okay.
Be fine if it got rid of, if that would be better.
And we were also talking
easier.
about if we need to go a little bit shorter than we would before, so we don't have to do this again so quickly.
Yeah, men's hair, I mean, it's like every few weeks that you're getting a haircut if you're trying to maintain a cut like this. So if you'd like to go longer in between, you can definitely cut it shorter, especially on the bottom.
Okay.
Hold this.
Hold my hair?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's hard to pin. I don't have any of the duck
Are you
clips.
the bobby pins?
Yeah, I don't have anything
Oh,
bigger.
look behind you on the light stand.
Which one?
On the light stand.
No, I'm not using that.
There's pony clamps there.
I'm not using a grip clamp.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Grips don't fix everything, despite what they tell you. All right, that's as good as I can do at the moment.
Well, I think we're just done now. I mean, that's delightful.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's what it looks like from the rear. Well, no, that's pretty horrible. Yeah, overall, that's pretty
double
bad.
man bun. What does it mean?
Yeah, right.
so in the back, I would try to just make it a little bit more of a scoop.
Okay, down here.
Yeah, just
Okay.
instead of like thinking about it like a square, think about you're following the shape of the head. So you're just gonna kind of bring it in a, perfect.
Nailed it.
Scoop. Scoop a loop. Everyone needs an Altoids tin full of
Bobby pin.
bobby pins and fasteners. Oh no, that's actually double man bun. That's 100% double man bun.
Which is a brand new style.
We're setting trends here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes pretty far down. My only concern is this. If I look from the top, like,
Mhm.
did I get these equal?
Here, tilt your head back again.
Like this side seems a little lower, but I think that's where his hair is naturally shorter.
Yeah. And if it's like that, then I would follow it rather than trying to make a new shape.
Yeah.
And we're gonna blend it anyway, so you're not really gonna see a hard horseshoe line anyway.
I think this side is just, can you go back to the back camera? I think this side, I think this is high and this one is like,
Yeah, it does look that way to me too.
okay, so pull up some more from this side.
Yeah. Yeah, let's even it out.
I think it's also like all that longer stuff is I know the stuff that's bothering.
Yeah,
It's like being annoying.
I totally understand.
I watched so many videos. Why am I not faster at this?
Here's a practice.
I know that's one of the things I kept thinking about with all I was watching. I was just like, I just thank goodness for people who do this, like who know what they're doing. Like it's so much work to get good at it.
Yeah, I mean, even just parting hair is like a couple of months in hair school. So
Oh my
you
gosh, that's
it takes.
incredible. Okay, that's a lot more even than it was. I think. Can you go to the?
Back, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a better scoop, I think.
yeah, I think so too.
Okay, what next?
So, for the next part, I would practice by holding your comb horizontal, like perpendicular to the head, and kind of going upward in an upward motion, just kind of combing the hair upward, I suppose.
Okay, I have two combs. One of them is thicker than the other.
Okay.
This
I
one,
would
use this
the
one. This one is more of a like, I don't know, where was your perfect?
I know it kind of
This one is, yeah. The black one, the white one will help me see his hair better, but it's a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm. Start with the white one, and we'll play with that one first. You're probably going to end up using the black one more because it's and especially when the hair gets shorter, because the white one, that doesn't have enough tension, and then you're gonna with the hair not being pulled all at the same time at the same tension.
Understood. So back camera. Okay, so start by coming out like this.
Visualizing that you're starting against the neck at the bottom, and then you're going to slowly pulling away to where the top of where you end up only is about an inch or less. And so if you're just kind of visualizing doing that, you're going to get more practice in knowing where you want your clippers to go to, because you're going to use your comb as a guide. That way you don't end up just going in and gouging the hair out.
Right.
So you just do it in one full motion from the bottom to the top, and and it's mostly just to help you visualize the curve or the line that you're trying to do, which is a slant. Like here's the head, and you're trying to kind of go up like this, and then that,
outward.
Yeah. So
like,
here, actually,
turn this way. Can you turn this way? Like sideways. So like out this way. So like closer to the head, further away from the head.
Totally.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll just because I brought a too. You'll go from bottom to top, and then you're just very ever so slightly pulling away from the head.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put these, but I'm not gonna turn them on. So when I'm doing that, then I start close and I just keep going out.
Yeah. So for the first part, we're gonna put the longest clipper guard on.
Yes,
And
this is the longer one.
perfect. So we can just go through and use that. You don't have to use your comb as much for this because it's already at a specific length.
So this is, what should the dial be set at?
Set it to the longest one for now. That way you can kind of see, you can see the length.
Okay.
And it may be that, we don't even end up cutting off that much hair at the first, but it's just a good way to get that practice in before you go in and start really changing things.
Okay. So I can do that, but am I using the comb with the guard or just at the moment, just this?
The comb is going to help you keep the hair separated so that it doesn't end up getting tangled. But
Okay.
if you feel easier to not use the comb, you don't have to.
Well, I think I'm going to switch combs because I feel what you're saying about the tension.
Yeah.
Like I can definitely notice a difference. The other one's just not tight enough. The next thing I want to know is when you say it's one motion, so like I have his hair pulled out here and I just keep moving the comb like that.
Yep.
Even if the stuff like falls out. So like, because when I move it up, like this stuff doesn't stay in the comb. Am I supposed to brush it back into the comb? And I feel like that I'd lose my
you'll kind of keep playing with it a little bit. When the hair starts getting shorter, it's going to be a lot easier to do.
Okay.
So that's why I feel like we should probably just go in with the longer guard and get it shorter so that it'll be easier to manage.
Okay, start now? Okay. That's like not getting anything.
Yeah, just go in with the clippers for now. Yeah, because we're taking out the bulk of it.
So that got something.
Nice. The first cut.
And just keep doing the same motion where I'm pulling the clippers out as I go up.
You can go all the way up.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go a little bit slower so you don't end up pulling the hair, because you can start to, as the clippers sort of fill up with hair, they tend not to move as fast, which can start to pull hair.
So what was the first thing that you said?
Just go a little bit slower and then kind of dump the hair off the clippers.
Okay, dump it. Slower and dump it. Got it. This is okay.
No.
Oh, this is so glorious. I've never seen this angle of me before. Nice.
It keeps missing the.
Oh yeah, just get rid of all that. Honestly, that's been the back part is what's been annoying me the most.
It hasn't been a haircut since January, so. And should I go all the way around this bottom part then? Or should I stop it around the ear or keep going?
Keep going.
Yeah.
I am not this brave.
I am. That's what's okay.
And what about like around his ear? He can move to the side or stay on the front, but like what do I do over here?
Over there, you mean like as far as the like where to start?
Well, I don't want to get into the beard area, but this is.
Oh yeah, you're fine. As long as you stop there, I think.
So just like mid ear and up is where you want to go.
Mid ear and up.
Where the hair stops and the beard begins.
Yep.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Heck yeah, getting it.
Yeah. Look at you go.
This is freaking me out, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
It's
I didn't get this section. Should I try to get it?
You'll be all right. You can keep working around.
I was never a punk. I never shaved my head. Shaved into my yellow fizz.
I did.
I've helped people bleach their hair, but that was not a good look on him.
Not me. That wasn't me.
No. Somebody else.
I dyed my hair magenta.
Nice.
Matt's on Google Maps with magenta hair.
Yeah.
Awesome.
4502 Meadowbrook Lane, Wichita Falls, Texas. Go to Google Street View, and I think it's still me out there with my magenta hair outside.
That is rad.
Yeah.
Why did you dye your hair magenta?
Because a coworker of mine was also going to school for hair stuff, and she needed a test subject for hair coloring. And I said, I will do it, but only if you make it something obnoxious. And she said, okay, well, what color do you want? And I said, well, can you do this? And I held up something that was like bright magenta. And she's like, oh yeah, I think I can get a color like that. And so she dyed it magenta.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it was unwittingly, it was great timing too, because it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, like 3 days later. So all these old ladies, I couldn't figure out why they were like coming up to me and going, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're being supportive.
Oh yeah. After like the fourth or fifth one, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm being supportive. Why not?
So it goes up to the top, and like the hair doesn't go into the blade enough.
That's okay.
My question is, should I be keeping the clippers like going with the curve of his head, or should I be moving them more outwardly as I go up?
You can keep them with the curvature of the head for now, because we're just trying to get the hair all one length, and then we'll start to scale with the next step.
Interesting what's going on here.
Yeah, that's your ridge.
Oh, I have a ridge. I never knew I had a ridge.
Yeah, like that's the light's hitting it. It makes it look like it's longer, but it's not.
Ah, okay.
And also, my other question was about making sure that I'm going all in the same direction. This is correct, not this.
Yeah, you want to keep making sure that you're going up, and then later on, what you can do after you've done the whole head going in that vertical is slightly tilting them to go one direction and then to go in the other direction, just so you make sure that you've gotten like, everything.
Okay. Again, I didn't get all of the front parts, but
that's all right. Detail those later.
This is about all I can get in this.
I'd cut back to the rear, but I think for some reason the batteries are dead.
Okay.
So
maybe
I can.
Batteries in a minute.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Does that feel better? Not so long.
I mean, we could just give you an undercut and just leave it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'd mind it. Anything's better than what I've been dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, that's kind of like a good way to maintain it until you can see a barber. It doesn't have a lot of, flair, but it's something that you can do to kind of keep it maintained until you can see somebody, and then they can actually fade it for you.
Oh, interesting. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is about as good as I can do with that particular setting. What next?
All right. So now I would take your dark comb, the fine tooth comb, and do a little bit of what I was talking about, where you sort of you press into the nape of the neck with your comb, and then pull just slightly outward and see where you end up.
Okay.
Because I know that we did cut quite a bit. Is it about, you'd say, like a half an inch long, or is it a little bit shorter than that?
I think it's a little bit shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit shorter.
Okay.
But that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we will need the back camera for this. Can you just pop in a battery?
Yeah, let me grab the batteries real
Okay,
quick.
you grab the batteries. I'm gonna take this big fun chunk of hair and get that into the garbage real quick while he's doing that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be perfect, but
It will, yeah,
It'll help. Let me tell
it'll
you.
help, definitely.
good enough for government work.
How do you deal with all of the hair? Like, I know that there are stylists who get it under their fingernails, and like if you're working at home, like people who might be watching this later will be doing, how do you manage the removed hair in your own private space?
You know, vacuuming it up is good as long as you don't have one of those vacuums that kind of blows everything else all around. I usually just, if you're on like a hard surface, sweep it up, and then if you're on a carpet, the best way to do it is to comb up your carpet like it's like pet hair.
Okay.
Hey, we're back.
Nice. It's like
Right.
the vacuum. I usually also end up like putting down a rug that I don't necessarily love.
Okay.
I have a specific piece of carpet that I use if I am going to cut hair at home. That way I can cover the carpet that I do have, and then it's a lower pile, which
Then
makes
you vacuum it, or do you just take it out and shake it?
I vacuum it, but I also will, I have like a specific comb that I use for the carpet to comb up the hair to make sure that I get it all. Because the vacuum doesn't always pull everything unless you've got like one of those mega ones, which I don't.
Okay. So now we're going to move to the section where I'm using the comb. If you cut to the back camera, you can sort, I don't know, can you see any of the hair that's coming through?
I can.
It's pretty short, which is
Yeah,
good.
it is.
But I don't have a guard on this. Am I using scissors or this?
You're going to use that.
Okay.
And this is also a good time to sort of establish a shape around the head. So like you see how like lower on his hairline there, it's a little bit longer. Yeah. So
Down here? Okay.
And we're gonna kind of follow his natural hairline and create a line. So not where the hair ends up, but where it actually grows from.
So
Yeah.
more here.
Right there. Yeah, that looks about right.
Yes.
It's actually easier to see on camera than it is in person. That's interesting.
So the reason why I say pull out the comb is you almost want to use that as a way to preserve length, so that you don't end up gouging the hair on accident.
Okay.
And as long as you're like you sort of scoop the hair and then you're pressing it against the neck there, yep, then you should be able to use the clipper to get that.
To go in like this.
Ow.
Yeah.
Do I go up or over?
Up is preferable, but if it's like easier for you to go over, you can do that. You're just going to end up kind of not getting the cut that you want that way.
I'll go up. That's fine. I
Okay.
just wanted to know what the right way to do it was. So go up.
Yeah. Up is the best way.
And then you're trying to keep the blades of the clipper against the comb to keep it from hitting the next section of hair.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So then how far up do I go?
So
Just
this
a
is
hairline,
where you're
probably.
visualizing that line of coming away from the head slightly. That way you're creating that fade. So, you know, the closer that the clippers are to the head, then of course it's going to be shorter hairs. And then as you pull away slightly, then you're gonna sort of fade it into the length that it is now. Does that make sense?
Fade it into the length that it is now. So closer on the bottom and then further, sorry, I'll stop doing that. Closer on the bottom, and then as I go up, like I have the comb tilted away from his head.
Mm-hmm.
So like this will be flush against his head, but
Yep.
then as I get up here, it'll be tilted away a little bit. So there's just a little.
Yep. And until you get to where the hair no longer comes through the comb.
Okay.
And that's where you'd basically stop and then move on to the next section that you're going to do.
Okay. So this is flat. So all this will go here. But then if I move up if I move up, I don't want it flat. Like from this line, I
Right.
don't want it flat. I want to pull it out a little bit.
Yeah, because you're going to start against, like, say this is the head. You're going to start here, and then you're just going to slowly start to tilt your comb away from the head.
I've seen this done, but it's harder to do.
It's not, yeah, it's not easy to do. And I will tell you that. That's why we wanted to stay longer, and also making sure you're using your comb. That way it kind of saves you a little bit. And you can, on your first section, if it makes it feel more comfortable, you can stay farther away from the head and practice and then get closer and closer. That way you can kind of see what happens.
Okay. And then also as far as distance, like, am I going and doing this on this whole area back here?
Yes.
Okay, all the way. Okay, I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
No one asked me if I'm ready.
I'm gonna have to block the camera from the back so that I can go straight. Oh, that already looks better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have the easiest subject ever right now.
You're just like happy to get the hair away from you, I bet.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the longest I've ever had my hair in my life, and I've only had it for a year. Like, this is, yeah, this is. I used to be. At one point I was Bic bald, like completely bald, and that was nice, but there were downsides. I think I have wall trimmers just so I could just give myself a buzz cut every now and then. Like, I was very, and I would never have in my life thought that I would have had a man bun or been able to, not like intentionally.
Have you ever shaved your head bald?
Mine?
Yeah.
No, I used to shave half my head though. It was about from here all the way back, so all of this was gone, and I just kind of had it was about the length it is now.
That's cool.
I liked it. I mean, I always I like to like shave designs into it and stuff, and sometimes I shave it straight to, you know, the skin too, just for fun.
Okay, so it's definitely looking a little bit, I would like some opinion at this point. So I definitely got it shorter here, but I feel like it's not the same length between this and this.
Mm-hmm.
So hard to tell from the camera. Can you see it okay?
I can tell, yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna get even closer soon, but right now we're just trying to, like, I know that the actual hairline is gonna end up looking a little jagged right now, but we're gonna clean that up. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. As long as everything else is looking good to you, then we're doing good.
It looks a little bit like this is very close, and I know this will like get taken off eventually, but like this section here is like ducktailing out a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that mean that it's not faded enough?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how far up should I be going, to like here?
Yeah, so for like a typical fade, you usually end up with like about 3 or 4 different levels of length. Okay. And so if you kind of imagine a line going out, like, remember I was talking about these ridges here? Yeah. So if you imagine like the line going from the second ridge, that's everything above that is going to be like your longest. Okay. And then everything below that is going to start getting shorter and shorter, and sometimes even just to the skin. So really that comes down to preference too. Yeah. But yeah, if you can visualize that line from, you know, there to the back, then you can kind of
Okay.
tell where you would want to end up.
I think I'm being too much of a wuss and I need to go a little higher. That's
Go
what's
hard.
going on. Okay, go again.
And it's not being a wuss, you're just like practicing,
I just like I see people do this and they're so I don't know. I didn't realize how brave it was to do this to other people.
Yeah.
Like I have felt like that as a woman, just but I didn't realize for men like the as much the I watch fading and tapering videos because they're fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it's a very skillful
It is.
handed job.
I mean, there are people that go to school just for barbering because I feel like it is like it's a skill all on its own. You can cut hair, you can color hair, but some people just don't have the ability to do men's cuts. They're very precise. I mean, there's a whole subgenre of like men's cuts that you can get into, and it's like it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah,
But
and there's such a little bit of hair there. You really just don't think that there's much to do, but that's not true.
totally.
No, my barber, the longest time barber I ever had was he was actually registered. He was in the news. He was the oldest registered barber in Texas. And he was like 89 years old, I think.
Wow.
And he just did an amazing job. And he did it for like $12. And he did the beard trim and he did the straight razor shave. But when an 89-year-old man comes up to you with a straight razor and he says, "Yeah, we'll just take a little bit off." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Never cut. It was good. All went well, but nope. But yeah, it was you think you're brave? I let an 89-year-old man take a straight razor to my neck.
Yeah. Ay, yikes.
Did it break?
I don't know.
Oh, that's probably fine. It's probably so you can wash it or something. There was hair in there, but there's definitely grease.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the back, I don't know if you can actually. I don't know if our clippers are going to come back. We'll see. I accidentally dropped them. But on the back, there seems to be like a line, and I can't tell. Okay, good.
They're back.
I can't tell if the line is like. Can you switch the back camera 1 second? Okay, so there's this line right here. Can you see, like, it's very shiny.
Yeah.
And it's like right here. And I can't tell if I cut too short.
It almost looks more like that's does his head kind of bend there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably where where you need to like do the trimmies, like the real tight trims.
Yeah. Because if that's where it bends, it's gonna end up looking like that anyway, just because of the way light hits it.
Okay.
And then when we go in with the next like shorter guard, then you can kind of go up into there, and you'll end up probably end up like taking that out.
Okay.
So
I think we're good. I think I did both sides to the point that I could. I think I can maybe get a little closer on his, like this one patch, and then I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, I think that's all the bravery I have for that particular part of the job. All right, what's next?
Okay, so for the next part, we're gonna go in with the clippers without foam.
Okay.
And we're gonna go along that same hairline and moving up and you can press the clippers sort of against the skin at first, and then you're gonna do that sort of pulling away method as you go,
Okay.
and then that'll
Hold on.
clean the hairline.
It will clean the hairline?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm trying to get all of this stuff.
Yep.
Down here, and then how far up am I going? Like to that line there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that you hit that line, that's where your clippers are gonna start to just slightly move away from this. That way you're creating that fade.
Okay, and am I going straight, or am like for the lower part? Am I going?
Is it still really
straight?
sharp?
Yeah, you're just following the way the hair grows. So
Is this part here supposed to be flat against his head? Because when I have it at a certain angle, he's telling me like that's still sharp.
yeah, so you don't want to be like stabbing him with it. You definitely want the blade to be parallel with the skin.
Flat.
Ow!
Okay, I'm trying my best. Also, remember that thing you did. You deserve it.
No,
I don't know what the thing was. There was no thing.
there's probably a thing. I'm sure there's probably a
I'm just trying to
thing.
make myself feel better.
You're just happy you got to trim that part that connects the beard to the back of my head, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's really straight.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, looking good.
I don't know if those are even, but we'll come back.
But it's-
We're going pro back here.
Well, so much better.
look even.
Okay.
I think there's a little bit more on this side.
All right.
Said no one ever who didn't have a camera behind them. Ha ha ha! Normally you have to wait till the end when you like give the person like the double mirror.
Right. and then
Like,
you
how does the back look?
get-
Like, well, there ain't much we can do about it now, but on this one, haha. This is the way to go.
Yeah, this is pretty rad.
Yeah,
So
I'm enjoying. Also, that beard brush is not the like most sensitive brush ever. It's not like it's rough.
okay.
Is it like a
Oh.
Boris brush?
Yeah, it's like a boar's head brush. Like it's meant for like cleaning or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, I could just stop being a wuss.
Well, you have a man bun. You can stop being a wuss when you're a wuss. when you're
Yeah,
wearing a
that's
man
true. That's true.
bun. Okay. So is that? Do I need to like go up?
Ow!
Sorry. I've done it so many times now. I'm really
That's
sorry. Okay, I will find it with the brush instead. Okay.
Take this.
Don't mean to
Do it
laugh.
about.
I got that.
All right, fine.
Do I need to?
Ow, that still hurts. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just messing with it now.
You jerk. Okay. I'm gonna carve a penis in the back of your head. You know I'm
Do
going.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time.
Okay, so do I need to go a little bit more up to like this line, or is that?
That's all about preference. But if you were looking for more of that fade, then yes.
Okay, I'll go up just a little bit higher. Is that okay?
Sure. I mean, it looks fine to me now, but
Okay.
go for it.
I just feel like it doesn't look like it's blended enough, I guess, but I guess we still can do that
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Yeah, and that's all about kind of like changing the length of your guards and playing with that a little bit more.
Okay, I just made a mistake. You were moving, to be fair.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good.
So I
Okay.
guess we're up to there now.
Well, I would wait because
Okay.
is the hair just completely gone or is it just short?
It's short.
Okay. So grab one of the guards, the shorter one.
Okay.
Oh, that can be rotated too. That you can make a guard out of this one. So remember, this one can. Oh, hold on. This one also has the guards that rotate. Damn it!
Right.
You can make a guard out of this. You can make this go all the way up to there.
Okay. We
That
might
help?
come back to that one, but I want to start
Start
with
with this. Okay.
of the shortest one.
Okay. And I'm still on number 10, where I was before.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah, no,
that
it's
ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
we're gonna blend that
For the video. I totally didn't actually mess up his head. Okay. So stay where I was, but just have the guard on?
out. Make it the longest that it possibly can do, and then we'll start there.
That's what it was.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
so go through and do the same thing you were doing, but parallel with the head, keeping it close.
Get close. Okay.
Yep, and then stay in that same area that you were doing.
Okay.
And see how well it blends with that.
I think I could like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like it's matching pretty well.
I'm trying. I'm so scared. Such a wuss. You don't understand how hard this is for me.
No, I totally understand. I
Okay,
really
good. Thank you.
Hey, I've done my first men's cut before.
Yeah, true.
You know, in hair school we weren't allowed to use clippers though. We're only allowed to do men's cuts with our shears, which just like a whole nother thing. Like getting the hair that short and keeping it all like that perfect, but with just your shears, it's
Oh my goodness.
fun.
I can imagine. I just know what this should look like, and it's not looking like that exactly. So that's freaking me out. But I have to realize that this is a at-home internet.
Well, this is what it
trying
is.
my best.
Also, is this my wrinkle or what is that?
That's your wrinkle, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it feel like the hair isn't even there? Because I was just trying not to do any sort of like
I'm feeling any different.
weird movement.
I'm feeling different.
Okay.
So I put that the guard back on after you've wiped it, and then make it tighter, and then get back up into the very, very bottom part of where you were working and do that there.
Okay, tighter meaning how many clicks? Like I was at 10.
So go down to like 5.
Okay.
Sweet.
Pushing the. I don't think I got this one correctly. Let me try it again. There we go. Go down to 5, and then do this area.
Yeah, like the very bottom.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, exactly like that.
All the way up a little bit more, or good?
No, that looks good. Does it look good to you?
I still think that this area is standing out, but it might just be from the ridge. So I'm gonna leave it because that's where the boo boo happened before.
Yeah. I mean,
How do we blend that then?
So that next part, we're gonna go back with
Guards?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So for that one we were using the longer guard on its longest setting. Now let's go to that longest guard but on its medium setting, and then you're gonna do that same sort of rocking motion you were just doing with the bottom in that section.
Okay, so I was at a 5. You want me to go to like between a 5 and a 10?
So that top part you did with the 20 guard on.
Yes. This is
Yeah.
the 10. This is the 10 guard.
Okay, let's put the 20 guard back on,
Okay.
and then we'll go down to, did you have that one on all the way up to 10?
Yes.
Let's turn that down to 5 and start there. And then go through that that section where you can see there's that weight line. And you're going to do that sort of rocking, trying to blend that the length.
Not really.
Yeah, it's not really taking anything off.
Okay, then make it a little bit tighter.
Like down to 11, I guess it would be.
Yeah,
But
that sounds.
11 will still be, well, okay.
Is it still not?
Yeah,
Nope.
it's still not.
Okay, then let's go back to what you were originally putting on there.
Go back to the other guard, and then
Is it the longer one, or the shorter one?
it's the shorter one.
The shorter.
Ah, okay.
Shorter guard, but go back up to
5.
10, because I was at 11.
Yeah, just because then you can sort of work your way down. You don't want to end up like going in and taking off too much.
Still not hitting anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still not hitting anything.
All right. Then yeah, what do you think then? Because you were using it earlier. I'm not familiar with these guards, so I don't really.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, we had it at 10 with no guard.
Okay.
So I think when I put the guard on it,
Should just go all the way as tight as possible then.
let me try again, because this looks different than when
That's
I
weird.
just had the guard on before. Let me try again. I'm actually going to try. I'm not sure that I had that guard on as far down as it needed to be, because it looks different.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to like 11
Mhm.
and try again, because that's like the furthest out than we think it would be.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's definitely not hitting with 11. I was afraid to go too tight and then end up in the same situation we were before. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So we were at 10 with no guard and it's not hitting.
Sorry.
You're saying like go down to, is 5 too much though, right?
5. So we were at 10 and it wasn't hitting. 5 should be good as long as you're doing that rocking motion and you're pulling away from the length as you go.
I'll go 6.5 and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, ready, Miller?
Yep. Oh, it's getting something.
Yeah, that sounds
Ah.
Okay, so that's like 6.5. Maybe I should go back in with the 5.
Okay.
So don't be a wuss. Don't be a wuss. For today, okay.
And then don't be afraid to kind of go over the sections a couple of times because sometimes it doesn't pick it up all the way.
It definitely took some weight out.
Yeah. No, it's
I don't know
very
if it
a lot better.
did enough. There's like some longer pieces by the ear.
Yeah, the ear's fun.
It definitely looks better than it did before, I think.
Yeah, that looks great. And don't be afraid. You're able to kind of press it not into his head, but just against, like parallel as you're pulling up, and that way you can really get that blend.
Seems to be working pretty well.
Yeah.
From what I can see.
It definitely helps to have done the blend. You definitely have a little bit of a weird section over by the ear, but we'll get it. We'll get it.
Yeah, because we're basically gonna go. We're gonna go into the sides and do the same thing. You're just in a shorter area. I feel like it's easier to start in the back where you have a little more leeway, and then you can kind of get in here, and then you're getting a little more precise.
Okay. So I think that did that. It looks
Yeah,
much better of a fade than it did a minute ago.
yeah, it looks really
Way
good.
better.
I'm still a little bit, yeah. Okay. I think we're good. I think that's good. What next?
Okay, so let's move to the sides where,
Okay.
like I said, we're gonna do basically the same thing. And so you already went in with that longer guard,
Okay.
and then now we're gonna go in with the shorter guard and get that kind of blended up just to that ridge line.
Okay. So go in with the exact one that I just had here,
Yeah, you could do that.
or
And
what?
then yeah, let's do that, and then we'll just get shorter and shorter as we go.
Okay. What just happened? Do you see this?
Well, yeah, I do.
I didn't change anything.
You might have changed the way that you were holding it. And there's a more of a bend there. It's not like it's terrible or anything. We can definitely work with it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So,
All right. I won't touch it.
do we have like an angle or a way that I could see just the side of it? Okay. No, that's fine. You just had longer hair there. Actually, you were gonna blend that back into that anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So just visualize the line kind of coming back. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. It looks good. You're gonna go back there anyway.
Okay, this section and this section are not exactly the same length.
I see that.
So,
Is it are you able to blend between them with the guards you're using now?
no, it's not changing anything.
Okay. Um, so we're gonna what level are you at right now? You're at 5?
5. Yeah.
Okay. Go down to let's go down to 3
Okay.
and go underneath that spot,
Okay.
and we're just gonna keep blending that in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's the angle that you're holding it at. Like, I think that really like that allows the to blend nicely.
It does.
Looks better.
Yeah. And then so
You could. It's gonna have to go a little shorter there. Be fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's looking way better.
Go down,
Yeah, that's looking way better.
go down just a little bit shorter, like to 1, and then start at the very bottom of that area. Yep. And move in a diagonal towards the, like, as if you imagine there's a V on the back of his head, you're going to go towards that. So
Go this way.
kind of here, let me see if I can.
That way. Like that.
Yeah, so you want to hold your comb that way
Opposite direction.
as if you're going. Nope, that was right.
Oh no, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like that, and then you're going to be kind of going in that direction. Yep. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks great.
Mhm.
I don't think it looks the same on both
Just
sides.
maybe no, well, it will, but I mean, maybe
It
just
will.
kind of like,
Yeah, we're
just kind
just
of like
kind
do
of putting a
that.
little shorter in the back.
Go this way.
Yeah.
Like you said before. There you go. You got it. Oh, that's looking good. Getting way better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I like
Okay.
it.
Now what?
Now, we're gonna
Okay.
extend the length of your blade.
Up to 5 again?
Yeah, or maybe a little bit longer if you want to start there. That way, yeah, 5's good. 5 will be good because it's already all blended anyway. And then,
I just don't want this to happen again.
right, it's gonna be short above the ears, so don't be scared if it is, because you're basically gonna blend it all into, like, I keep pointing as if you can see what I'm pointing at. You're going to be kind of blending it all into that area that you were just in anyway. So,
So, and where am I, and as far as the ear, turn to the side again. Turn to the body. As far as the ear goes, what is the shape here? Is it going like, obviously this is like beard here. So is it going like around this way? Okay. And at 5, okay.
Yep. And just make sure you're using your clippers at parallel to the head.
Yeah, that feels right.
There's still some long hairs there that I can't really.
You'll have to go in without the guard later and kind of do a little scoop to get all those guys.
Okay.
The hairs around the ear are always kind of a dick.
Should I go up this at all over here?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and start detailing around his face too.
Okay.
So let's see.
So it seems to me like there's this line here.
There's what?
There's a line here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah, we can
Okay.
go through
Cool
and
bit.
just kind of blend it out as we go. Creating lines is kind of what happens when you're using the guards, and then after you've created those, I mean, you could almost think about it like shelves or steps, and then you go in afterwards and you blend it out with the guards in between.
Okay. So that's an okay sign for right now.
It is.
Now what?
Yeah. Now, do you feel like that's a good length for the baseline?
I'm a little bit concerned that like
Well, what's at that point? That part right there.
this
Yeah.
here is too long.
Yeah. Let's blend that up.
Okay. It definitely cut it,
Yeah.
but it looks blunt now. But
Okay. Well,
I don't think I want to do anything else there.
well,
Unless you tell me what to do.
so I'm trying to like actually draw something for you real quick to make it a little bit easier. So a good way to think about this section by the ear is, you see how there's that sort of imaginary line there that we created, and we're gonna we're gonna tilt out. So all of this, you're gonna make it shorter, like super short here and super short here, and then there's a mid area that you'll kind of do another level and then blend that together.
Okay. Can I see that drawing again?
Yeah, let me redraw with like what I'm.
I liked it because I could see what you were saying about, I didn't angle the corner leading into his ear enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to separate it a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so like you can kind of see it'll be short here and short here, and then it gets medium area, and then this is where that length is that we're basically keeping.
Yeah. I did not get short enough in the corner above his ear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just scared because you can see it from the front of his face. So like that's the part that's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But like this, can you cut to your side? Yeah. So like this here
Mm-hmm.
is not short enough, and this should be the medium. Okay, so this here needs to be a little bit shorter, up in
Yes.
like this corner right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have it at a 5 and just do it as a 5.
Do it as a 5 and see where that takes you.
Okay.
You'll probably a little bit shorter, but it's better to start there.
Okay. We need to turn this way more so I can.
Yeah.
Taking out some good stuff for you.
Yeah.
Like right
That's
there.
right.
Right there. We got a little bit of it.
Good.
See this here? Like
Yeah.
Oh no, get that with the trimmy trimmings, like the really tight
Yeah.
trimmers.
the tight one?
Yeah, the stuff on the ear, you get the tight trimmers.
Okay. Wait for that, right?
Yeah,
You can
wait.
leave that. We'll detail that after.
Okay.
So
One like this. Like
Go for it. Go nuts.
long. All right. It looks good pushed back, but it feels long when I'm
It
looking at it.
it is long. Like this actually probably does need to just get zip.
Okay.
we can just zip that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some.
You guys are so
Go for
you're
it.
so encouraging. Like I could not do this if you weren't being this encouraging. Yeah. Okay. I am very risk adverse, and this is pushing me. I like it, and you're so positive. Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally.
Are we gonna do the other side?
Other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can just rotate like this. Ooh, I feel a cold breeze on the nape of my neck now.
Woo!
I haven't felt that in so long.
Well, good thing the weather's been up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so good. That hair, I've wanted to be gone for so long.
Yeah.
Make your dreams come true.
Indeed. You must be a magic genie. Yeah.
Cool. Nope.
Yeah. Look at the confidence now.
Nice.
Okay. Much better blended than the other side.
Well, we're gonna have to take the this side a little bit shorter in that
Yeah, we gotta match it up.
area, match it up.
Okay, I didn't
Match
go
it
down. I
up.
didn't go down to 1 yet, right?
Right.
So go down to 1.
That's where you were when you did it on the other side.
Was I?
I think you were on 2.
Okay.
Where were you just at?
I was just at 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, too.
I didn't
Okay.
actually go. Did I actually go down to 2 on the other side? And, okay, so this side over here, I'm sorry. This side over here was a mistake.
Right.
It's fine though. It's fine.
But it's still
we're trying to match this here.
yeah, we're gonna match it up.
And
Oh,
then that's a 2 then.
Yeah, that's what I
I
remember.
know this was a 1 down here.
Yeah. And then I think we went like
And that was a
2.
2.
Okay. All right, I'm currently on 2.
Okay.
And I am going, I'm going this way, right?
Nope.
So as you're going, you're kind of always wanting to go towards the back of the head.
Toward the,
Yep, but you don't have to go as such an extreme angle, but just sort of in that, yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good.
go back, anything
Yeah.
on here then?
That looks really good.
I'm still going this direction?
Yes.
Okay.
I know that you could also have him hold his own ear down for you, which might be easier.
All right, it's not actually pulling anything from there, but I can do this section here.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah. And then do you feel like you need to go down to the 1 to sort of blend it a little bit more, or are you good?
Yeah, I think I do.
And then just be careful with the 1 so that you don't go up.
Yes, be careful with the 1. Just like a little bit here.
It can only be 1. Sorry, we've been watching a lot of Highlander lately.
I've just been watching a ton of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just started a murder mystery party that you can do over Zoom.
Ooh.
That's like crew based. Sci-fi
Cool.
crew. Yeah. Gonna get that game up and running so people can play it over
Very
the
cool.
internet. Do you want that kind?
Yeah.
You want that cut with a 2?
Yeah, let's do that with the 2.
Yeah.
Like that?
And then,
Up there.
And just blend it up.
yeah, blend it up. Go to the
So
next.
go to a
Go
next.
like up to 5.
Like
Go to
rear.
5.
Go to 5.
Oh yeah. I hadn't gotten the length off that yet. Nice.
It's still.
Yeah. That's the Lucy's.
Yes.
It's still pretty long there.
Yeah.
I think that's how he's feeling. So go down to 3. Or
Well,
Yeah.
4?
well,
I feel like the 5, if you're like
yeah,
kinda
stay on
going
5.
against the head, it should pick it up.
Okay.
It's probably taking a little bit longer because it was so long.
It's like
Those have always been the weird hairs for me.
Yeah.
All right, so just that front area, just nail it.
it won't. It's like not staying in the clipper. It's as close as I can get it on that one little.
Really?
Do you want to try? Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Good.
I feel like this is dangerous. You can't move the clipper like that, can you?
Not really advised, but you know, is it actually getting it?
Oh God, I fucked it up. I'm sorry. Oh shoot, I screwed up. I was like, I just want that front area. I got it. Okay. I'm sorry. I created more work for both of you. I was like, I just don't know why it won't go away.
You're supposed to have hair there.
Oh.
All right, so
Can you blend it up a little bit? Maybe? I don't know. I fucked this one up.
It's all right. It's not terrible. It's all right. So let's bring the blade down to like a 3.
okay.
And then go like say, here's his hair line here.
Okay.
Go like this, like kind of upward.
Upward. Okay.
Like hold it.
You
trying to
part-
think of-
Yeah,
I
it's
wish-
not a part. Well, I parted away from there. So
Oh, okay. So the nice thing is because he has longer hair still, we
Mhm.
don't have to get these sides to match identically because he can flop his hair over one of them.
there you go. There you go.
Okay. So work back like this.
So like I'm trying to find something that I have.
Up, not down, up.
Yeah, we're going up, and then imagine like you're holding the clipper and you're kind of going like this. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're kind of blending it that way.
It's still not catching anything.
Are you
You have to tilt it down a little bit. I think that's the problem I had. I tilted it all the way down. You may just have to kind of keep tilting it more aggressively.
It's still not catching anything.
yeah. I'm trying to think of how to
I shouldn't be telling you anything.
Don't tell me anything.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm drawing something real quick.
Thank you.
It's all right, you're welcome.
Yes. Also, thank you so much.
Welcome. So, holding the clippers. Oops, where am I? There we go. Holding the clippers, sort of going up in that diagonal, but not, but still holding them parallel to the head. Like
Okay.
keeping the blade down, but you're kind of going in that direction to sort of blend it backwards. Yes.
It's just not grabbing anything still.
Are you pointing it, are you holding it close enough to the head?
Like pointy side mostly.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, how did I jack it up so bad?
I don't. I can't answer that question.
I'm like, so the way I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna turn it on. I'm not gonna turn it on. So the way I did it was I did it like that rather than like that. So I did it
Yeah.
like that.
If you do it like the way that you did it, that's how
Yeah.
you end up gouging out the hair rather than cutting it
Yes.
uniformly.
Okay.
So I think I
So-
just need to go down to a 2.
Yeah, try that.
It's like
My little hairs are popping out.
it's still not catching anything really. I could do scissors to even it out if you
Yeah.
think that that's
I was
Actually, it
about
looks
to-
like
okay.
it looks like it's helping. It's definitely fixing my screw up. There's just that one little dark spot there.
Just like right here,
Yeah.
So
There you
hold
go.
your comb like this,
upside down. Got it.
and then you're gonna want to have your scissors just like cutting the bits that come out, and you're holding your scissors against the comb. So yeah,
Scissors against the comb.
so that way you're just cutting exactly what pops out.
Oh, I almost had it. Better.
That is better.
Noticeably better.
I think I have one like right there. There's like a really long one, but
Also, I know I'm watching video of myself, but I should just give no opinions. on
At
any of
this
this.
point-
No,
at
no.
this point.
I had an opinion and I fucked it up.
Okay, all right.
So.
I think that's as good as I can do for right now. Okay, I do think that this part back here
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit like chunky.
Yeah.
Like, should I try to do the one more clipper just right across here and then move on? Like this side is really
Sure.
short, this side is really short, and this
Try-
is a little bit long.
Or you could try doing it with your scissors if you feel comfortable doing that.
I'm
Ooh.
going
then-
scissors.
Go scissors.
I think I'll have more control over making it even.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because the way that you're gonna want to do it is as you're lifting up, you just keep your scissors moving, kind of like you would with the clippers.
Okay. This section.
Is that making sense for you?
Yeah, I think it's working. I think it blended it better, especially like there were some little parts that were definitely
Yeah.
much longer than they should have been.
You know, like I said, I wasn't able to use clippers in hair school, so I'm always like way more comfortable with shears. And I use them a lot when I'm blending to sort of do that
Yeah,
motion.
it makes I think it made a big difference just now.
Yeah, it's a good way to go around the head and kind of make sure that everything is uniformly cut the way that you want.
Okay, what about the front right here that's a little bit longer?
So
Right.
that,
Try to even it with the scissor really quickly.
yeah, why don't you try that? And I think it seems like you're comfortable with it.
That
Mhm.
helps.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep this. Let me put another. I don't want to
What?
cut this. I'm going to put another pin here so it keeps it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That helped a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all I really need to do from that angle right now. Anything else that didn't get cut probably ain't gonna get cut.
I'm all good with
Okay.
the way the sides and the back turned out.
All right, now what do we do with the top?
So with the top, we're gonna you want to turn it into two sections, kind of like I showed you, where there was the section that goes from ear to ear. And we'll start with the back area, and then we'll work our way to the front.
Okay, take the pins out.
Yep.
And then two sections.
Yes.
So some videos I was watching part it in the middle, but you kind of parted it like front and back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference in the techniques?
You know, there are just so many different ways. It's all about, what people have practiced, and, even every hair school has their own way of doing the same cut. And if you think about geometry, there's just so many different ways that you can do one specific thing. It's hard to answer that without.
Okay. But we're gonna start with the back section, and then I'm gonna. Do you have the back camera still working, even though the light went out? Okay. So the light went out a little bit, but this line here this is like.
Does it? Yeah, it looks like it's going from top of ear to top of ear.
It's a little bit further back than the top of the ear.
Here, tilt your head backwards for me.
Yeah, the light went out.
I can get the light going again.
Okay, let's turn the light back on for a second.
Bring in the light. What's behind me? Oh, that is okay. Also,
I just wanted you, just as punishment for what you did when you dinged your own head. I thought that I should have just styled your hair in the most ridiculous way. You would have to sit there for 5 seconds, but
Oh, you can't punish me. There's nothing you can do hair-wise.
I definitely applaud everybody who cuts hair for a living because I did not do a great job. It's definitely an improvement on where we were, and I would have done so much worse if you hadn't been here to help.
Aw. Well, I'm
There you
glad.
go.
Okay, so here we go.
Okay. No, that's good. That's perfect.
Okay.
Oh, there's still so much more.
Yeah. You have a lot of hair at this point. Okay, that's gonna get pinned that way.
Perfect.
And now we have this, and we divide this down the middle.
Yeah. So we're gonna establish, our middle section.
Okay,
And it should be about around half an inch, maybe a little bit less in width.
I'm sorry, I don't. In width of what?
The creating like a section down the middle. And
Oh,
then
so not dividing the whole thing in half.
right. Yeah, you're somewhat dividing it in half, but you're taking, I don't think that my diagram showed the middle section. I'm sorry about that. But taking like a middle section down the center to pull up, and then we'll use that to establish length.
Okay, so go right down the middle. So I made a middle part, but then I'm taking the middle of either side of that part, basically, is how
That
I
works.
do it. Okay. It's hard to tell. Okay, I think I'm off on the middle just a little bit.
Oh. I guess this is what it's like for a horse when you're riding bareback and you're holding the mane as the reins. Not that I know what that is like at all.
Okay, so like this is the section that I currently have. It's the
Okay.
middle.
All right.
Sorry,
There
wait,
you
do
go.
this way.
Yeah. So I would take your dark comb, the one that has more tension,
Yes.
and comb it straight up into the air. Yeah. And then you're gonna, like, here, I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm talking about so that it's easier for both of us, because sometimes my words fail me.
No, it's good.
So this is what you have currently. And you're gonna pull it straight up, and that way you can cut in that somewhat slanted line. Does that make sense?
Because the hair is slanting itself, essentially.
Yeah, in a way. So like when you're like holding it, are you able to hold the line of the hair straight and then sort of visualize that cut that you want to make?
Okay, so come back to this camera and then turn to the side, turn to this side.
There we go. Yep.
Okay, so you're saying I don't have the scissors open, but you're saying like cut like that.
Yeah.
Diagonal, with the longest parts going to the top.
Yes.
Okay, and how far up, and like the shortest piece of hair is down here.
So I would cut about, a 1/4 inch below or a 1/2 inch below that. If you're trying not to do a haircut anytime soon, then maybe a 1/2 inch.
Okay, so
And I would hold it like, as best you can, flat, like,
okay,
so that way you can see it like this, and holding it as straight from the top of that part as you can, as if it were standing straight up on his head.
Don't move your neck.
Yes.
So like
Exactly.
this, and
Yep.
then this way.
Yeah, it's easier to cut if it's above your fingers. That way you have a little more control.
Okay. So I'll have to, okay, I've seen what you're saying. So
Yeah,
now do it so it's ergonomically comfortable with me.
please do. And if you have to comb it to do more, I would, because you don't really want to cut any farther than your second knuckle when you're holding hair, because you have that you have more of a chance of cutting your finger.
Okay, don't cut. Okay. So I also just did a test cut that's obviously not short enough, but just to get the feeling of it.
Yeah, good.
So cutting this way, and then I can't cut that any further that way, so I can reposition my hair and then use the other hair that I cut
Totally.
and keep going. Again, it's not easy to get all of it. Okay.
No,
So
it's not.
if I look at the line of what I actually cut, it definitely is shorter at the bottom and longer. Let me see. Okay, let me go this way again. Yeah, there we are. It's actually, if I go straight, hold the hair as I was said, like the top part is longer than the bottom part.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Nice.
Okay, but this is still too long.
Mm-hmm.
So cut it shorter than this.
Yes, because you're going to want to use this to establish how long you want the hair for the rest of your sections.
Okay.
And it'll, if you want it to be a lot shorter and not have to do haircuts for a while, you're going to want to make it pretty short.
Yeah. Summertime.
Yeah.
Go short for summer.
Nice.
Mm. Yeah, look at you go.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get that top.
Yeah.
How do I like
Like a little mohawk.
it's like really stop running away from me. Okay. So like that, is that too much of an angle? Oh, switch to the other camera.
Oh.
No, I don't think so at all. Because
Okay.
you're going to, the rest of the hair on the top, you're going to cut square to that. But we'll get there later. Don't worry about that.
Is that too long, Miller? Still?
I think that's okay.
Like that?
That's fine. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great length.
Okay.
So now I would split that section in half, basically giving him a center part through it. And comb half of it away from you, and then the other half we're going to put into a new section.
Okay.
That way you can use it to help you determine the length for the rest of the hair.
Okay. I have to bottom to the other side because it's spiky. But this
Yeah.
side I can pull this way and take another small section and then measure it against that.
Yep. So like you'll make your section, adding in, maybe like a quarter inch width into that. And then I would stand on whatever side has the original cut. And that way you can kind of take the hair and push it back and see where your line is and use that as a guide.
Okay. So the original cut is on the far side. So
you'll want to stay is right.
The closer to camera is his left and further away is.
Yeah. So you'll want to stand on his right.
Okay. Stand on his right and then lift the hair and then cut this way.
Yep. And you're wanting to lift the hair and hold the hair the same way that you did the first section. That way you're not changing the geometry of the cut.
Okay. That's really hard to do. Like I can't.
If you have to, you can split that in half and just do one half and then the second half.
It's not the amount of hair. I don't think it's the fact that the
the angle is hard. So
Yeah.
I'm saying split it in half, like here's your section going down.
Top
Just
to
split.
bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so down here.
Yeah.
Just do this half down here.
Whatever makes it easier to manage is how I would do it, making sure that you're not having too much hair in your hand and makes it easier.
Okay.
Does that make it a difference?
A little bit, but it's hard to, I almost think that if I was on the left side, even though the hair that I cut is on the top, I would be able to hold it better.
Okay. Yeah, I would do whatever feels comfortable.
It is, I don't know how you actually, like the physicality of it. Okay, turn your head like this way. Like, yeah, I can't get it so that I'm cutting. By the time I get my hand to where I'm holding the hair that was, I can't get my scissors in to cut.
You want me to hold it?
No, it's not that. It's that I'm trying to figure out, like, never having done this before.
Right.
How to keep the hair above my fingers, but I'm right-handed.
So
It makes me want to cut underneath my fingers, but that won't keep this hair flat.
Yeah. Do you have anything like hair gel or mousse or something that you could put in to give you a little more control over his hair?
Yeah.
Do you think that would help?
Let me grab it.
Okay. Yes, cutting hair.
It's happening.
Yeah, it is.
Close. I just want to get this.
Yeah, it's so close.
Okay.
So close. Also, this camera looks way better than this camera.
All right.
Yeah, camera is like really nice.
All right. I haven't actually separated any of that. I just had too much in my hand, so I had to put it somewhere.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. This part.
Everything looks good up here.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where's the? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I put some gel in.
Nice.
I'm trying to stand on the right side. Here is my new section. Take the new section and go up like this. But then how do I cut? Can I cut down?
Yeah, of course.
Matching? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did it.
Depending on like what side you're on, your angle is going to change to make it however like ergonomic it needs to be comfortable, because you don't want to, I mean, as much as you can, you don't want to be uncomfortable, but to be honest, doing hair, you're doing weird angles all day long.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
A lot of really skilled work. All right. And this is my next section.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Yeah.
So at this point, am I still cutting diagonally, or am I just cutting to match the hair that's there? Because
You're cutting to
I'm sorry?
You're cutting to match. You're cutting to match it. And so like each section, you kind of like, you make your new section, you move away the majority of what you just cut, and then you bring in new hair, and you're directing it all upwards and cutting it in that angle.
All right.
Oh, I guess it's so lovely seeing 4 months of hair just disappear.
But like when I look at the back,
Mm-hmm.
when I look at what I cut, like this still is longer.
Well, we're gonna go in and we're gonna we're gonna blend everything too after you're done. So
Okay.
it'll be proof. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, so this is the part that I know that I cut well.
Okay.
That was my first cut. I just feel like my subsequent cuts have been a little inferior. So I'll just take a little, I think I'm taking too big of a section and maybe.
That is, I was just about to say that's most likely it. Because the larger sections that you take, especially when you're trying to keep a specific line, it changes the geometry of it as well. Because if you think about it, more hair is having to travel to this specific spot. So instead of all cut the same length, it actually becomes longer in these sections than it is here.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, your hands help me with seeing that. I'm not, this is, whew, all right. I like that the hair is coming off, and I know that I'm not cutting it too short. Like if I really do a problem job, then there's still some grace here. But
Oh yeah, those trimmers go down to a 0, so there's totally some grace.
no, Miller,
Right.
trying to save you from that.
But I'm just saying. Like I said, there's no actual failing here.
No, you're doing a great job. It's just that you're not able to visualize the middle parts, because that's something that I've done. I know it's going to work out. It's going to be good.
Okay.
You just have to process.
Okay. I'm just not sure that I.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, at the moment, it doesn't look like it's the right length to itself, but.
It's okay.
Okay. All right. That was that section. Like, this is really long and it's from the back.
So you can take it and comb. Imagine like my face is the back of his head. Take everything that you just cut and comb it together, and then pull it up towards you like this.
Okay.
And take your shears.
Yeah.
And cut into it like this.
Like an angle.
There you go.
Yeah.
And like you use that to blend all of the length together. And it gives it more of a line.
Okay, so this is everything that I just cut, and I have it flat in my hand now, and I pulled it as far out, and then there's obviously some pieces here that are really long.
Yeah, so we're gonna take those and we're gonna cut them together to make basically a straight line, but you're using the tips of your shears so that you don't create a blunt line.
Okay. I don't know why that hair was, this hair right here is just so much longer than this over here.
Mm-hmm. It's because it had farther to travel. And also like, so the hair on the side, because there's this ridge here, it takes a little bit farther for it to get up to here. So when we're pulling that out, we can blend those. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. I think I got it a little bit better than it was. It's still longer. Like you can see this shot, you can see the angle here.
Yeah.
But it's better than it was. Okay.
Yeah,
then
we're gonna get together with the front part too, and it'll all make sense.
Okay, same thing on the other side.
Yes.
Okay, the short piece that I started with is here. Move this way, yeah. The short piece that the original cut that I had, this is the exact next section because I pinned it down to his head. Okay. And then take the one little piece here and then do this. That looks pretty good. And then
Very.
how do you end up doing this with like not having to put things down and man, the hand work. Okay. Oh, and I'm supposed to be on the left side now.
I mean, technically, but like I said, you know, whatever is working for you is what you should do.
Okay.
I just tend to do it that way because then I have the guide in front of me rather than behind, but it's up to you on what feels best.
I want to try to do it the right way so that when I do this next time, you can be proud of me. I think I'm just not pulling it up enough. I got it pretty far up. Does that look right?
Mm-hmm.
This piece is so... Okay.
Nub it.
Okay. Try to cut this in my last section.
Mm-hmm.
And take this, fold it over, and go into the next. It's just, at this point, it's all moving together.
Yeah, I know. It's men's hair is it's fun in that way.
So I know I didn't get over here yet, but it's really hard to see. Okay.
It does seem that men's hair is a lot less forgiving, just because of the shortness. Usually, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, it's true. Men's hair is one of the more difficult, in my opinion.
I found that really surprising originally. At least you would think that it's just because men generally don't care that much about their hair, or I don't know. Why is it that it doesn't seem that much that way?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's more like men's opinions of
Mm.
they don't have as, like big of a, you know, an attachment to their hair, I guess.
Like,
too.
do you know any women? Do you think that would be, if the roles were reversed? Do you know any women that would be as down to do this? Just I need my hair cut, totally amateur. My husband or boyfriend's gonna cut it for me this way.
I actually had somebody post not too long ago, it was like a few days ago, that they were going to be cutting their wife's hair.
Really?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to do the part where I grab all the hair that I've cut and go to the
Mhm.
end. I mean, these look somewhat similar, but the one on the right's a little bit longer, so I'm going to do the cut in like
So
you said at the point.
when now when you're checking, you're gonna pull the hair like straight back, almost like you were, well, here, let me use my friendly picture guide. So we're working in this section. Now I want you to comb all the hair straight back towards you and see how different like the length is there.
Okay, so which camera? Let's see which one. Not that one. Where's the other one? I'm trying to think.
There you go.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
So comb it back like straight back like this.
In sections, but yeah, like you don't have to take sections. We're just more blending now.
Okay, so comb it straight back like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then check the length that way.
Yeah, like how does the length look for the as you go around? Does it look like it's all different, or is it pretty close.
It's definitely feeling like a little bit longer, like down here.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, it's definitely cut so that the top is shorter.
Okay. So let's pull that out and we're gonna cut it straight up.
Okay, so pull it out in this section right here. Put my fingers there and then go straight up.
Where the, oh yeah, yeah. Cutting off length though.
Try off length.
What does that mean?
Well, because, so pull out another section, but leave more of it sticking out from your fingers.
Okay, pull out.
We're cutting more off. We're not. Oh yeah. Okay. There
Yeah.
you go.
There, and then cut to, yeah,
Cut this.
yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I see what she's doing. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So keep doing it this way.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna follow around that way.
Oh, this is straight up genius.
Okay, that looks pretty even to me.
Okay.
On the other side. Oh. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. How delightful.
Bjorn is, Matt's gotten his son to make that voice. It's very funny coming out of a 5-year-old body.
It really is, isn't it? Oh my. Trying to give him that Bainbridge posh.
Right.
All
Yeah,
right, this is gonna be
good.
so satisfying. This side, I've been waiting for that side to go for a long time.
I
It's
bet.
so annoying. I could even use it shorter, I think.
Whoa. Let's
Yeah,
just
hold up.
Yeah.
not fight
No.
too close to the sun, Icarus.
Is that Greek mythology reference there?
Yes. Okay.
Good one.
And then as you hit like those side sections, you can start to pull them a little bit more towards you so that you're somewhat following the shape of the head. And then that'll help make the length look more even.
Okay. So don't go directly toward his back, go toward his shoulder.
Yes.
Okay. I know it's dangerous to put scissors there.
Oh, you can probably cut off more than that. I know.
Opinions.
Shut up, Matt. Shut up. Shutting up. I know that side has just been like, it's always been way too long. So.
I'm trying.
And you can direct it even farther out towards you.
Okay.
Ah, maybe that. I mean,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
How's that feel?
It definitely is better. I'm just having trouble seeing the final version of the haircut.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that I did something wrong, but that's just me. That's just a me thing. It's just a problem that I have.
Don't worry, you can't do anything wrong.
I will not be worried.
Okay.
You can't actually mess this up. This was all. Yeah.
I would just like you to be able to keep some length up here. That everything else under here, I don't care if it's like a little bit messy. I know it feels better for you. I would just like you to be able to keep some of this up here because you've been growing it out for so long.
Oh, thank
Totally.
you.
Yeah. Okay. So I did that.
Okay. So we're going to save any of the final detailing until the very end. So we're going to move on to the next section.
Okay. I didn't do that same thing over here where I went to shoulder. Should I?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Please.
Because I definitely see like one little.
Yeah, I see it too.
Okay. I don't know how to get it with my hand. I'm trying to tell my hands what to do and they're not doing what I want. Go up.
You can holding it above,
Okay.
and that should give you some control too. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Cool.
I'm just gonna try it one last time just to make sure I got everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next section.
All right. So we're going to do the same thing where we create a center part.
Okay.
Well, a center section.
Center section, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all the hair. Okay, I'm gonna do this one back here. All right.
I know. Did you guys know that there's such thing as a hair splinter?
Yes, that's what my stylist always would talk about, getting underneath her nails, right?
Yeah, and I like if I don't wear like a tall enough shirt, you can get them like in your shirt. I've had a hair splinter like through my shirt once too, where it's just like it's so gross.
There's a reason, yes, there is a reason why that is a very like, to be honest, I'm not gonna really like have any room after this. And I think a lot of the things that are happening in people's lives right now are gonna change like what they complain about, what they're upset about, you know, the cost of things and other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I know it will definitely affect me in that manner.
Can I just say, is hair splinter what they call Master Splinter in the German version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
His rodent friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is too large, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay, how do I just keep sectioning toward the middle, I guess?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so much hair.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Better hair than gone.
hair today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ah!
I know, that you
I
actually
know.
have knots in your hair now.
I know. Oh, I've had them for a while.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness gracious.
When I met Matt, he did not have any hair like this.
Hardly
like
at all.
It was a
It was a buzz cut.
buzz cut, so this is just a funny
Did-
experience.
Huge difference.
Okay. All right. I think that's a pretty good section. The front is very short. So what do I do on this one?
So for this, you're gonna, I'm giving you another guide here. You're gonna pull up your sections and you're gonna cut them straight.
Into the middle?
Is this the middle?
It feels like the middle slightly right.
Okay. I'll go.
You know what I mean? To pull more left.
Okay. I just realized I don't think that's the actual middle.
You need more of this side.
Oh, more of that side?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't want the entire middle. I just
No, I know, but
I'm trying to move.
it's slightly off kilter.
Move it. Okay. My gosh, this is the hardest part. Literally,
Yeah.
the hardest part.
You know, the hardest part was probably fixing when I messed up. Yeah.
We breezed through that. It wasn't a big deal.
Nah. Ah.
I'm gonna need such a big beer. Oh my god.
I'd give you one now, but you have clippers.
Yeah.
so-
No.
And scissors. And
I can barely do this sober. All right. Is that the better middle?
yeah, that's dead on.
Okay.
Your GPS,
Cool.
right there.
Please continue.
Okay, so now you'd want to hold it up and you're using that like back section that we just did as a good guide for length. And we're just going to cut straight across using that back guide.
Okay. I can tell you a challenge I'm having with that. You need to keep your head back a little bit. I'm sorry. Which is that this stuff is this is now shorter. And so when I pull up any of that back into it. I hardly have it. I feel like what I'm doing is taking the front and pulling it back into the back, but I'm supposed to,
Yeah.
am I supposed to pull the back into the front or the front into the back?
Neither. What you want to do is probably break up your section a little bit. Just like taking that, maybe that front section and kind of twist it and then move it out of your way. That way you still have that section, but it's separated.
I just
Okay.
hold it.
And then that way you now have a more manageable section to use in your hands.
Okay.
And then you want to comb that straight up, and then you can just kind of even visualize from that back section the amount that you want to cut.
And am I also cutting angular, like a mountain peak kind of up?
Oh, time we're going straight across.
Straight across. Okay. Just verifying.
Totally.
All right. Okay.
Ta-da!
Oh boy.
Ba, 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 ba.
My emotions. And then do I do the next part of that same line then? Matching.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, my emotions. Oh, my emotions.
It's all
What?
fine.
Hurry. You're doing great.
You are. Remember Grand Theft Auto when you turn on the cheat codes?
Yes.
This is that.
How so?
Because you can't screw up. This is the one where the cops can't kill you. You can just literally you do anything and nothing bad's gonna happen.
Okay, so when I hold up,
Nope, backgammer's dead again.
okay, when I hold up the hair from the back to the front, the top part is a little bit longer. Should I try to keep it exactly the same? It feels short when I do that, but it's supposed to match that back section.
You mean like the front section is a little bit longer?
Yeah.
You can leave it for now if you feel like, because I mean, it's all a matter of preference too there. Like if you're combing your hair back a lot and doing that look, sometimes the length in the front is kind of nice. So
Okay. It's not off. It's not off by a lot. It's just off by a little bit.
Okay.
I think I'll be a little brave and cut down a little bit further, but not the whole way.
Okay. Oop, almost lost you. Bumped the cord.
Also, I was gonna say I don't know how much longer. I mean, the back camera obviously is dead now. That's all my batteries
Okay.
for that one. I could probably plug something into it, but we're probably gonna run low on this one pretty soon here. So
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I've done that. Now what?
Okay, now we're going to continue doing sections around the head in the same way, and you'll just want to pull them, like you're going to want to section them in the way that they come from the head. So, like we did this section straight up,
Yeah.
then the next section will be kind of at an angle,
Okay.
and you're
this
sort
is
of fanning out from the head.
like
Okay. And I didn't do such a large section this time, but
Mhm.
I should still divide it and go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Oh gosh.
I love how thing you are with the way that you like position his head.
How what?
Like how commanding she is with like the moving
yeah.
your head around.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
pro
here now.
move. Yeah.
So.
Doing good.
Oh gosh.
Mm.
I'm freaked out. This is the part you can see. This is the part other people see.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even worry. You're doing awesome.
Okay.
I think this is actually the least important part. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like the one that would just blend in most easily once everything's all flattened out because
Yeah, like this is the part.
Yeah, see? You hear that?
Yes, you know something.
Oh, I know nothing.
Good
So,
answer.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Is it good to pull some of the back part into it too, just to be sure?
Yeah. It kind of gives you like a little more of a guideline there.
It's a lot of weight to that hair.
No, there's
Yeah.
so much hair.
Ears are making some noise. It's like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
It wasn't so scary at first, but now that there's like all these pieces coming off in my
Yeah.
head.
The good news is there's still plenty more left to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, so no worries.
All right. Let's see. Divide this. So I'm taking too much from. Good grief. Picking up the hair I've already cut off and putting it back on your head probably isn't going to help me.
It doesn't go back on.
I mean, we could try, but
They make hair glue, right?
I think they actually do.
they do, but man, that stuff's gnarly.
I
Especially like the,
How short can you do a weave?
for, to the scalp if you want to look crazy.
Can't even imagine what that would look like.
So am I still doing this right? Pulling it out this way?
Yeah.
Should I be going more up like this?
Yeah. So like you're thinking about it radiating from the head the way that the head curves.
Oh yeah, there's an image for this. Let's see if we can go to it. Is that it? Yeah, like kind of like that. See how that
Okay.
looks?
Yeah. Yeah. I know I got to work on my explanations about what I'm talking about.
No, it's
Bobby.
okay. I liked the previous.
Dang. I thought that was a bot.
Is that a body pin?
Yeah.
This is what I pulled out of my beard.
Just save that for like braid it in.
Is this a first for you, Christina?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
Nice.
Life experiences, everybody. We're all about.
I know. I mean, this is my first time virtually helping somebody cut their hair.
You're doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Your patience is so appreciated.
Well, yeah, and also the fact that if I were in your position, even if nothing had gone wrong, I would be very, very tempted to go, oh my God, what did you do?
Well,
That's the fun of somebody.
the benefit is that like I've been there before. I've done my first haircut before. It's, I've seen a lot of different ways that you can fuck up. So I know a lot of different ways that you can fix it. I mean, not saying that, I've spent my whole career fucking up, but
Definitely
No,
not.
that's only me.
I've seen your work. Definitely not.
I've always wondered this too. I'm like, just between like cutting other people's hairs and giving people tattoos, I'm like, what's the practice got to be like?
Yeah. Well,
Get
I
out
mean,
some willing victims.
So, we had tons of mannequins. They're pretty expensive, so you kind of have to like work your way down to really short. But
I gotcha.
In hair school, they pretty much like throw you out onto the floor and start doing hair for people within about 3 months. I think it was 3 or 4 months. And I don't know. It wasn't that bad. It's just a lot of practice that it takes to get to that point, especially like a lot of practice to get to a point where you don't like start having like a total sweat storm and like freaking out the second somebody sits down in your chair because you're like, oh God, I haven't done this haircut in like, 2 weeks. But
Tell me, what is when you first start out? What is the clientele like when you're in school?
It varies a lot. Because I mean, it varies between people who, we do haircuts for the homeless.
Yeah.
We do haircuts for, a lot of students that don't really have a lot of money and they're coming in just to, get their hair cut or colored, fun that's affordable.
Yeah.
We also do a lot of family cuts. So you'll have like mom, dad, and a bunch of kids coming in, or, like mom and a bunch of kids. Uh, Kids cuts are not my favorite, I will tell you that for sure.
Why is that?
They move around too much. Like having a sharp, pointy object by a child's face and their mom watching is not something I really like.
I can agree with that. I mean, it's kind of like why I always thought that like, just kids cut. I mean, if it's a boy, especially, just like buzz cut it. You can't really hurt nothing with it. But
Yeah, well, we weren't allowed to use the clippers though, so it
oh,
was just,
you had just scissors and children.
yeah.
Oh, I could see why you'd sweat over that more than this situation.
Yeah, I mean, there was one kid that was just like so spastic that I was just like, you know what, mom, I gotta have you hold him because I
Strap him down.
I was like, I can't do this. I can't feel comfortable doing this without like, it felt dangerous for sure. We ended up like getting to a point where it just like palmed his head and cut what came out
Bowl
because
cut?
he was all over the place, like moving around. What's that? What's that? And yeah.
Oh man, that's scary with scissors.
Yeah. Not one of my favorite memories.
I'd be pretty happy. I mean, my kid's only 5, and he loves getting his hair cut now. I don't know why, but he loves it as much as I do.
That's
Yeah, I think he
awesome.
thinks it's relaxing, and especially loves the part. I think everybody loves the part where you get the trimmers in the very back. The really tight detail ends on the very back of your neck, buzzing
Yeah.
away. Oh, it feels so good. It kind of tickles, but it feels good.
Yeah. It's like a little, mini neck massage.
Kinda, yeah, very tiny.
Yeah. And very
The
local.
bar- the barber that I went to before all this, they had those hot towels they put on your neck of the back,
Ooh,
and it's like a micro hot tub almost. It kind of gives that same feeling.
that sounds super nice. I was always kind of jealous of men's haircuts in that way. Like, women still get, depending on the cut, if you're going to get your hair washed and styled, you get like a little bit of a head massage at the bowl. But I feel
Hmm.
like men's cuts always had like way more pampering.
When I lived
It feels like that.
overseas, because of the exchange rate, the Russian salons were really cheap. And
Mhm.
so that was the first time in my life I was ever able to afford to go to a salon. And they were so bored. They would like spend a long time just playing with your hair. They were so bored.
Aw,
But I miss that because it was such a nice experience to have that kind of extra care being taken at that time. It really
yeah,
made a big, big difference.
I love
Okay,
it.
I think this section I have missed some things, and then I think I need to figure out how to verify that I've done everything right.
Yep. So whenever you're finished with your sections, let me know and then I'll walk you through that.
Okay, I just have this one. I just keep finding long hairs.
It happens.
Yeah, I can also hold the shears for you too.
Okay, and I'm just going and checking back because I feel like I had a hard time gripping some of the.
Yeah, it's difficult when the hair is so short too and it just kind of starts slipping out of your hands and the lengths are different so you're like, ooh.
Okay, I think that's all I can like see right now with my naked eye.
Okay.
But what do I do to try to make sure I did things well?
So the best way is to go through the hair in the opposite way that you parted. So
In the opposite way that he parts it?
no, in the opposite way that you parted as you were cutting.
Mm.
So take it and you're gonna pull straight up, going backwards.
Okay. So stand here and
Mhm.
go up like this.
Yep,
And-
and then kind of see if anything looks irregular, and if it does, you snip it.
Snip it down.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
blend it.
It doesn't look too irregular.
No, it looks good from what I can see.
And
Yeah.
But I think that was already cut from before. Then put this forward and go backward, like piecing. Okay. Am I supposed to grab pieces from the first section, or am I just grabbing?
No. You're just kind of going through and making sure that there's nothing that looks like irregularly long. And it's more of a blending process than it is actually cutting anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, no irregularities.
No stragglers.
What are we gonna do about this irregularity?
Well,
Harsh.
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 Harsh. Harsh. I know you're gonna show me on camera now because I did that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
looking pretty good.
Is this the last step then?
Pretty much, yeah. And then you can gel and style and make sure that that it looks good the way that you like to wear it.
And it's also, did we get all of the trim around the bottom as well?
The like as in around the ears or around
We
the
got around the beard.
It was really close
This-
already.
This is all finished as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
So there is
preference on wear it too.
a piece right here where this line right here is obviously like my the line, you can sort of see the dip in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my original cut from the back, and then I told you the front was a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference between the two. Like, it was longer. Should I try to like, but then if I pull these pieces, I think that's just, I think it's just that one section where like,
And
Oh, there you
just,
go.
you can just kind of temper that line with a little bit of point cutting. That way it's not so stark.
it seems to be only in that ridge right there. It doesn't see it, like what's in front of it seems to be shorter. I just
Yeah.
feel like the particular ridge didn't get even enough.
Yeah. And that might have just been like tension when you're holding it. Sometimes that happens. Like if you got a cowlick back there or something and you were holding it and maybe like the cowlick pulled some of the hair down.
Yeah, definitely the cowlick.
Yeah. I think most people do back there. At least one. Some people I've seen like up to 4.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's intense.
Okay, I'm not sure. I think it helped.
Mhm.
It's still feeling like pretty drastic in that one area. I mean, I don't know how noticeable it's going to be given that that actually is where your cowlick is, isn't it, Miller?
Yes.
Yeah. It should be fine, especially since the cowlick is sort of going to push that hair around. I doubt
Okay.
you're going to see a huge difference.
Okay.
It's already looking really good.
Yeah, it does. I can tell that when you put a gel or whatever you like to use and comb it back, it's gonna be really good.
Okay.
There we go. What kind?
I know. I have fiber that I normally use, but I'm going to be going to bed not too long after this, so I don't want to use it because it's expensive. So
Totally. Gonna use that
the what?
the Rico Suave.
Oh yeah. Well, this is like I said. This is just for the getting stuff together. I normally use the J. No, Crew. What is it? What is it? Crew.
J.Crew.
The J.
American-
Crew. No, it's not J. Crew. It's like J. Crew. It's something. It's Crew fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you're talking about. You're talking about American Crew.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Okay, so I went back through this way.
Yeah.
And then that's it?
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, do you concur?
I don't know. I'm only seeing all the flaws because I know what I had
Oh, you mean a lot more than that.
in my head. You're going this way, right?
I go most part that way.
Yes.
You're gonna need a lot more gel than that, but it's okay.
I'm just trying to get it like
To sit down.
just to be like, does this look like an actual haircut versus where we started?
Yeah.
Here, hold your hand out.
Don't. Okay.
I'm gonna give you the right amount. That's the right amount.
All right.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
You know,
Is
American Crew is like one of my favorite booths to go look at when we have hair shows, because they always are just doing like haircuts on the fly, and like they're doing those barbering techniques like I was talking about, where they're just like madness, like near done, like, and it's
Right.
perfect, you know.
Where they're doing it with
Yeah.
sabers.
Sabers.
Where did you say that they do that?
They do the fashion focus at the Maidenbauer in Bellevue.
Oh, cool. So what do you do back here? You just brush it flat, or you brush it side, or what?
I brush everything and just all goes to that side, but it could be changed now.
Yeah, that looks strange, I guess. Looks like it should blend in a little bit better. Okay, does this look like an actual haircut?
Now let's do let's do the rotation here.
Don't do the rotation. You'll see all the hair on the back of the chair.
That's okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yay! High five, teams! High five! Well, this is awesome. This is a great experience. I mean, it's so cool. I hope we can keep this going. I hope we can help other people too. I mean, it's a unique experience, but I think that, I mean, what do you think? Do you think, I mean, really anybody can do this if you have just the basic tools?
I definitely think that I would not have had the courage if I hadn't had somebody like easy to work with as far as cutting hair, and then also somebody encouraging with diagrams and like using your own hair to show me what to do. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think that that having you be able to tell me that I was, you know, like going in the right direction, because you're right, I really couldn't visualize it when I started doing the top part.
Yeah.
And knowing that this would all come together, I would have struggled there. So definitely think that having you like available to make this happen, I super appreciate it, because I know I'll be able to use the techniques that you told me to keep it up and keep it going. And when like this side over here grows out to look a little bit more like this side in the back, I'll be able to like keep this trim going, because I definitely think that if I had just done it off of the diagrams, I would have had some idea, but what I really appreciate is the encouragement when I was in the throes of it. So
Really.
thank you for doing this so much.
Thank you for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
Oh God, you thought it was fun too. We'll see what I've been trying to record from multiple video sources, so we'll see what we're able to get on the back end for this and what we are able to forward on to you. I'm pretty sure there's still a DVR of the live stream, so we'll just, like I said, this for everybody. This is all a pretty new experience, so just do the best we could. We will move that on to you, and I really have to pee right now, and we're very hungry. So
Okay, bye.
bye. Bye.